Welcome back. This is 46 days until election time. So thanks for joining me. I hope you've had a chance to watch the other series, the day 50, 49, 48, 47, and hopefully you're caught up because 46 days out, and I want to, before I really get into today what I want to talk about, I want to ask you guys a question. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. The question I want to ask you guys is about the Republican Party. Is the Republican Party doing things on purpose to, in other words, I don't think they're trying to win anymore. I really don't think this is a party that's trying to actually win the White House ever again. And I think if you can't win, I mean, you know the expression sour grapes. I think this is actually their plan now, because I think they've realized they can't win the White House. There's no legitimate way they can win the White House because they're trying to do so many things that stop people from voting. And that's the whole thing. They're trying to poison voting. They're trying to make voting as difficult as possible. And you just get the sense of that because of all the things that they're doing, all the things that they're saying, all the things. I'll give you a perfect example. We're probably not going to know the count of Georgia and Pennsylvania on election night. And there's only one reason for that. I want you to think about this at home right now. What would that reason be? Why would they want it to take till the next day? Because the Republican Party is now built on conspiracy theories. That's literally what this party is built on now. So purposefully, they want to make sure that you can't count the votes in Pennsylvania and Georgia, because if you can't count the votes, it doesn't happen until the next day. And when they lose on the next day, that's when they can claim victim. We were a victim. The votes were counted. We were way ahead. Now we're behind. After we go to bed, the dark of night, now we're behind. Yeah, see, I just don't think the party believes they can win anymore. And I'm being sincere about that, because why else would you make it so difficult just to count votes? That it doesn't make any sense. But that's the party that they've become. No solutions, no answers. And the thing that nobody wants to talk about is, why are you making it so hard for people to vote? Why are you making it so difficult? Because I'll tell you right now, I've been talking about something called T-Fang. Texas, Florida, Arizona, Nevada, and Georgia. T-Fang. And T-Fang represents those 5 states that the Latinos have the ability to turn all 5 of those states blue whenever they want. Whenever they want. Whenever they want to do it, they can get together and all 5 of those states be blue, including Texas. And I know what you're saying. You're saying, oh, Texas. Drayton, Texas is nothing but a dream. Are you sure about that? No, I'm serious. Are you sure about that? Because I have some inside information that Ted Cruz today, as of 46 days out of the election, today, Ted Cruz is losing. That's right. Allred has pulled ahead of him. And does it surprise me? No. Ted Cruz is terrible. Ted Cruz is not a good senator whatsoever. Ted Cruz has no business being a senator of anything. Same with that guy, Rick Scott in Florida. Terrible. But I want you to stop for a minute and think about what that means. Just stop and think about it for a minute. Ted Cruz, a Republican, 46 days out from the election, is losing. Yeah. And then how about speaking of that, how about the lieutenant governor? Do you guys want to talk about the lieutenant governor in North Carolina? Yeah. Oh, there's a lot to talk about there. We'll get to that in just a minute. But I want to give you guys an update as to what's going on with the map, because I've already called North Carolina, Arizona, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. I've already called all those states for Harris. And the numbers that I'm seeing pretty much bear that out, because in Michigan, Harris is pulling away. In Wisconsin, some of the polls have it being close. I don't. I have her up 4% and growing because of Milwaukee and Madison. The black vote is going to turn out in those areas. Wisconsin, Detroit, Michigan, Pittsburgh. What about Philadelphia? You're talking huge, huge numbers. And then North Carolina, the youth vote and the black vote. Yeah, it's looking really, really bad for the Trump campaign. So the update is this. Nothing much has changed. Nothing much has changed at all. As a matter of fact, I expect her to continue to widen her lead, because the Trump campaign, like I said before, what is the Trump campaign doing in New York except for, like I said, just trying to build up his confidence, trying to make him feel better, trying to put a crowd in front of him so he can feel energized again. Yeah, that's the point that whole thing has gotten to. Just trying to make Trump feel good at this point. But again, let me know what you guys think. We're going to talk a lot more about this, but I have some other things I really want to talk about, and that has to do with North Carolina. So let's talk about North Carolina and what's going on there. The sun was right in my face, so I just moved a little bit. So if you're freaking out that shifted real quick, just know there's no fancy way to edit that pretty. I just had to get my sun out of the sun out of my face. All right, now let's talk about this Mark Robinson guy. Let's talk about this lieutenant governor that thinks he's running for governor of North Carolina. And this guy couldn't be a bigger disaster. And North Carolina is pivotal for Trump. I mean, he's got to have it. Without North Carolina, Trump has no path whatsoever. Trump can't win anything without North Carolina. And now you have a candidate that's a complete disaster. He was on a porn site saying crazy stuff, and he's denying it, of course, but it's his speech. It's his label, it's his everything, and they've done enough research to know it's him, but he's going to deny. But it just, I'm not going to go on here right now and go through the things that he said. It's just plain disgusting. So I'm certainly not going to, repeat it. But this is the point that you need to understand. This is what you need to know, okay? It's a huge blow to the Trump campaign, because when you have at the top of the governor's ticket a guy nobody wants to vote for, yeah, it's going to make winning that state even tougher. So I don't know what their plans are. I don't know what they think they can do, but North Carolina's gone. And with North Carolina's gone, you should be feeling a lot better about the election. But I know. So many of you are. I get your messages. I get your. And by the way, if you're not following me over on TikTok, please follow me over on TikTok. It's just Drayton Nay, at Drayton Nay. I know a lot of you are kind enough to come from TikTok over to here, and I want you to know I really appreciate you guys doing that, because I'm trying to grow this channel, and a lot of you are really helping out a lot, and I just wanted to say thank you. But we have one other subject to talk about. I wanted to get the apologies out of the way. But if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? It doesn't cost anything. You can just subscribe. It doesn't. I'm not going to collect anything. So subscribe. All right. Last subject. What I want to talk about right now is Kamala Harris. And I want to talk about her because I don't think she's getting enough credit for just how focused she is being. I mean, I literally saw on CNN, they were literally making fun of her. They're like, oh, you can make a drinking game with her answers. You mean because she's steady and staying on message. And if you're going to ask the same question, you're going to get the same answer over and over and over again. Why? Because she's basically bringing home the message. She's making sure you understand it. And why would you want someone that's going to give you 5 different answers every time you ask the same question? That would be a problem. But I don't think we've taken out the time to appreciate how well she is running this campaign and how focused. This campaign is extremely focused. And I absolutely love that. And the social media team is spectacular because they don't let any ball drop for more than 10, 15 minutes. I mean, if there's something on the internet, they are on it like that. I have no idea who is on their team, especially over there at TikTok, but whoever it is, they are absolutely spot on and they answer within minutes. I'm not talking about a half a day. When Trump says something stupid, which is on a daily, regular basis, they are right on top of it. And so I think we also need to give her credit because her biggest decision right off the get-go, boom, your biggest decision is your vice president pick. And if I knew nothing else about Donald and Kamala Harris, if I knew nothing else, if I only knew them based on their VP pick, there would be zero doubt who you would pick. Tim Walz is 10 times better than that weirdo J.D. Vance. That J.D. Vance, I'm sorry, he's weird. And I mean really, really weird. So if I know nothing else about these candidates, I know that that's a great pick. She chose a very, very smart pick. A guy that I always compare with baseball, apple pie, and Tim Walz, because he's about as American as you get. And I couldn't be more happy with him as the VP pick. On the other side, what did Donald do? Donald picked somebody that literally talks trash about his own constituents in Ohio. Yeah, he badmouths his own people in Ohio. Yeah, there's a term for that, what is it? It's, asshole, all right? Yeah, J.D. Vance is like a very, very big asshole. And to do that to the fellow people, Americans in your own state, yeah, it's disgusting. But hey, let me know what you guys think. But just know this, there's a lot more to talk about. We're going to wrap up 46 days out. Tomorrow will be 45. Don't forget, if you've seen this episode and haven't seen 50, 49, 48, 47, check it out. And don't forget, hit the subscribe button. It's not going to hurt you, I promise. Thanks for joining me today, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.